Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Clarissa the Boss Queen and I'm back with another business video. I haven't did one of these in a while. But if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about business, which is about how to find a vendor, how to communicate with them, and how to connect with overseas vendors. Um, I know there are some vendors that's here in the United States. For my business, like I said, I sell premium version human hair. I just felt that it was comfortable for me to deal with an overseas vendor. So in China, and there's a lot of vendors, not just based in China, but all overseas. So if you find a vendor here in the U.S., that's a plus. That's great, you know. But if you do have to deal with vendors overseas, this is the way. I'm gonna show you the way to connect with them and how to find them. Okay, so first and foremost, when finding a vendor, you want to either Google search them. You can go on other social media sites, like for instance, Instagram is one of the best, I think. I haven't tried to find any vendors on like Twitter or anything like that. I haven't gave that a try, but I'm pretty sure you could try anything. I mean, just give it a try. But I know Google and Instagram, um, that's how you can do a vendor search from there. So my vendors are overseas, from China, and how to connect with them is through WhatsApp. You must download that because when you are dealing with vendors overseas, that way you won't get charged for any kind of collect calls, long distance calling. WhatsApp is free. It's a free app. You can talk to anybody in the world on this app. So it is a great app. You can also video chat. You can also, text, call, talk. So it's a good app to have, especially when you're dealing with vendors, because a lot of times when you open up, especially if you're a new business owner and you're looking for a vendor, beware of the scammers. Okay, there's a lot of, I call them vendor scammers. Okay, so beware. So that's why it's good to have the um, video chat on the app for the WhatsApp, so that way they can show you around if they are a real, true vendor, legal, legit vendor. You can be able to see inside their shop or inside their warehouse. Just through the WhatsApp, you can also talk. Like I said, you can talk with them, communicate with them on that WhatsApp. So first, once you find a vendor, you do your Google search depending on what type of business that you have. If you have a business where you are doing retail, so you want to find a retail vendor for whatever it is you're selling, clothes, hair, I don't know, cosmetics, whatever. So once you find a vendor, whether it's here in the U.S. or basically, like I say, overseas, it's best. Most of the vendors overseas do have WhatsApp. They have WhatsApp. And so a lot of times when you go on Google search or go on Instagram, even on this platform, YouTube, they will already have their WhatsApp number. Okay, they'll have their WhatsApp number before they have their name of their business. Okay, you will see, like, you will go on Instagram and they may have the name of their business, but every photo that they have on their profile for their vendor, uh, they will have their WhatsApp already on there. So you can contact them through WhatsApp. Now, the only way that you can communicate with them, you have to download the WhatsApp yourself. Like I said, it's a free app. Download that WhatsApp if you have vendors overseas. But if you don't have your vendors overseas and they're here in the U.S., just, regular text and call. But it's still good to have the app because, like I said, it's free of charge for long distance, international calling and all that. You don't have to worry about that. That way you won't run up your cell phone bill or your house phone, making international calls and long distance calls with trying to communicate with your vendor. Now, the thing, what my vendor over in China, their time is different. So sometimes when it's daytime here, it's nighttime over there. And normally, how I communicate with my vendor is, like I said, through the WhatsApp. And sometimes it could be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and my vendor will hit me up, or I will hit my vendor up on some questions about pricing or whatever questions that I may have. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up, doing business with my vendor. So a lot of times overseas, the time is totally different from over here in the U.S. So whatever overseas vendor that you may have, they will let you know that, hey, it's daytime over here while it's nighttime over there. We're in home in the U.S. for you. So if you're willing, sometimes the vendors may text me in the daytime. It's very rare because by the time like I said, it's day over here, it's night over there, and they're about to close shop and go home and go to sleep and get some rest while I'm up all day. But sometimes I'll be up, and sometimes my vendors, like I said, they'll hit me up. It might be 4 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night. So just be prepared if you do have a vendor overseas. Just be prepared for that kind of scheduling to talk to your vendor in the middle of the night if you have to, because that's the time that that's the time schedule that they're on. So I'm just gonna, for those of you that don't know what the WhatsApp look like, or I'm just gonna give you a brief photo description of it. I mean, it's easy, and it's just like WhatsApp. It's WHAT' and an app, WhatsApp. So I'm gonna go through my phone, and it's just a little app. Like I said, not only is for it's right here. It's this green, if you can see, it's this green one right here, and that's what the WhatsApp. It's got like the little phone on it there. So I'm gonna click on it and see, and then it's got the WhatsApp on here, and then you know and then it looks like this. It's like a list of everything you can keep, whatever, whoever. Also, once you download WhatsApp, if you have family and friends that also download the app, it'll automatically notify you that they have the app also, and you can chime in and chit chat with them on the WhatsApp. So it's good for that purpose. So you can text, you can call, you can like I said, video chat, and you can do all of this with your vendor. No, normally most of the time I'm texting my vendor, because especially if you have an overseas vendor and they can't barely speak any English, you're going to be on the phone trying to understand what they're saying, and you can't, because their English is kind of bad. But it's best to text sometimes. That way, I like the text. The reason why, because that's a receipt, that's proof. If something goes wrong or something happened, I can say, hey, in this text you said blah 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 blah, and I can screenshot it and send it back. And sometimes I like to text, and I think that's important. And then sometimes a vendor may have to call me up, or I may have to call the vendor and just get a better explanation of what is going on with an order or anything, or whatever other questions that I may have. So like I said, the WhatsApp is a lifesaver. It is a lifesaver. It'll save you a lot of money from, like I said, international calls, international charges, for your phone bill. And it's a great app. I think that's the best way to communicate with your vendors. If there is another app that is free to let you communicate with people from all over the world internationally, then use that app. I don't know any other app, but right now I know that WhatsApp is the one to use for communicating with overseas vendors. And it's, to me, like I said, it's the best thing. But like I said, also just be prepared. If you do have an overseas vendor, be prepared to communicate with them any time of the day or night. Okay, depending on where they're at. So if you download the app, that's great. But once you find a good vendor, like I said, you want to make sure you talk with them, communicate with them, do a video chat, even ask them about showing you their warehouse to make sure that it's a legit vendor, because this is a whole nother video what I'm about to say. When you're a new business owner, people love to scam new business owners. Okay, they love to scam. I mean, and I'm a victim of it, because I got scammed, and that's a whole nother video. I got scammed when I started, promoting, like, getting ready to like promote my business and stuff. But I will do a video on that later. But just be very careful out there if you are a retail business owner and you're selling things and you're trying to find a vendor. Beware and be careful. There are, excuse me, there are vendor scammers. I call them vendor scammers, okay? There are vendor scammers out there. So just use your common sense, okay? And just be very careful and beware. Ask plenty of questions. Don't just go for the first vendor that you find. Do your research about that vendor. How long has that vendor been a vendor? How long has that vendor been in business? The longer the years that they've been in business, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the better vendor for you. If they're just freshly new, a year or two, you kind of want to like be kind of iffy about it. But if they've been in business for 10 years or longer, then that's probably the one you may want to go with. But just either way it go, it doesn't matter. It could be a vendor that just been out a year and they probably a scam. But just do your research, ask them plenty of questions, interrogate them, act like you the police. Ask them plenty of questions. Ask them how long they've been in business, what merchandise, what are they selling? I mean, what kind of wholesale they have. Just ask plenty of questions. And if you have any questions, like if you have a lot of questions to ask them, write down your questions. That way, when you find a vendor, you're not stuck like, oh, I don't know what questions to ask them. Ask them, oh, everything that you can think of, because you want to make sure you have a legit, legal, real vendor. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right. See you guys. Bye.